Welcome to Commander's Daily, everybody. I'm Bob Matthews. Delighted to have you along with us. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss a minute of this. Well, like it says down there, happy OTAs Day. We have finally made it to OTAs. First time that we in the media got a chance to see the guys out on the field. Now, again, it's mostly shorts and helmets at this point, but at least you get a little sense of what to expect as we get closer to minicamp and training camp. Couple of notes to tell you about, a couple of guys that aren't there, some notables. One of them, Terry McLaurin. We're going to talk about him in a second. Not that I'm too worried about that. Also, Marshawn Lattimore and Laramie Tunstall, not there either. A little disappointed that Lattimore wasn't there. I would have liked to have seen him on the field, at least doing some drills with Mikey Sandra still and with Trey Amos, because that is what I think is going to be the nickel package this year. But hey, he's a pro. He is a vet. He's been around a while. It's his prerogative. And remember, these things are voluntary. Ditto Tunstall, although that is even less of a deal because of the fact that Tunstall has skipped voluntary workouts in the past with the Texans. And again, this is a guy, this is one of the best left tackles in the league. He wants to miss a voluntary workout. You trust, and he gets the benefit of the doubt that he is going to be ready to go once training camp starts. Okay, so what else is going on? We did get some news yesterday, and that is that Josh Conerly Jr. is officially signed, sealed, and delivered. Contract, pretty standard, somewhere around $15.68 million, 4 years, with obviously the fifth-year option because of the fact that he is a first-round pick. And this is important because, again, very, very big in the plans of the offensive line. Now, as Dan Quinn says, everybody has got to earn it, but what they are expecting is Conerly is going to be able to play well enough to start at right tackle week 1. That means that, obviously, you've got Laramie Tunstall left tackle, and that opens up some more interesting propositions at guard. Number one, Brandon Coleman, who played left tackle last year, can slide in and play left guard. That should be an upgrade over last year. You'll have then Andrew Wiley and Nick Allegretti competing for the right guard spot until the end of October, when we expect that Sam Cosmi will be back from that knee injury. He should be back sometime towards the second half of the season. They get him back. That's a pretty good offensive line for what the Commanders think is going to be a playoff push, and we hope that it's going to be as well. So that was some very good news, finally getting Conerly under contract. He's ready to go, and he's out there. All right, we talked about Terry McLaurin a couple of minutes ago. Again, not real concerned that he is not there today. The reason why is because he is looking for a new contract, a contract extension. You know, he's on the last year of his deal. And again, this is something that Adam Peters says, look, it's really not a problem. We are going to get it done. Terry McLaurin is going to have his contract before the season starts. He'll be extended so that he can finish out his career, or at least the best parts of his career, with the Commanders. McLaurin is a consummate pro. If there is one guy on this team you do not worry about missing voluntary workouts, it's Terry. You know that he is ready to go. He knows the playbook cold. He knows how to run his routes, knows all of his assignments. This is not a big deal as far as I'm concerned. I would expect, that before training camp starts, Adam Peters will have come out and said that they've got that contract done for him, and everything is ready to go as far as McLaurin goes. So again, while he's not there today, not too big of a deal. I think that'll be okay. He is going to be absolutely fine. Also, we heard from Cliff Kingsbury today. A couple of interesting comments from the offensive coordinator. Number one, he says that he expects guys in the receiver and running back room and tight end room to be pissed at him this year from time to time. He says that is a good problem. He wants and says that he has got better playmakers on the roster this year than he did last year. Primarily, of course, that being Deebo Samuel. I also think that, it was an interesting signing with Michael Gallup. If he's got anything left in the tank, if Gallup can somehow play well enough to be the number 3 receiver, makes this really, really interesting because he was one hell of a player, as we all know, with the Cowboys. But again, Kingsbury's saying that, he expects guys to be coming to him and saying, get me the ball more. He says that means that these guys want to win, and more importantly, they're good players that want to win. So he says he has got absolutely no problem find enough balls for Terry and for Debo and for Zach Ertz and for Gallup possibly and for Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler and everybody else in those three rooms. He really, really likes, he says, the crew that he's got now. And I think it's going to be a lot more faceted, if that's a word. He's going to be able to do a lot more with the personnel this year than he had last year. Also, he had some interesting comments about Connerly as well, saying that he is glad that that's the route they went in the first round. But it's the way he said it. He said that when you look at Philly, that's what Philly did. They built their offensive line, they built their defensive line, and then they built around that. He said, if you're going to catch those guys and beat them, that's what you got to do. Why is that important? It goes and it speaks to the mindset of the organization right now. This isn't about creating a culture or building a roster. That's already been done. This is specifically about what do we need to do to catch and surpass the Eagles. They looked at it and they said, well, the thing we've got to do is we got to get better on the offensive and the defensive line. And so that's what they're trying to do. Kingsbury, of course, can only control the offensive line, but he says, hey, getting Connerly means that it's going to make everybody on that offense better, and he can't wait to start working with them. All right, that's going to do it for us. Don't forget, hit the like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment so we can read them here on the show. More OTA news for you tomorrow. Remember, like the wise man once said, if you're out on your bike tonight, as always, do wear white.